Okay, so we are back. We are in the NFC Championship round. We are facing Detroit, who ended the season 13-4. We ended our season at 12-5. We won both our wild card and our divisional round games. We had a rematch versus Green Bay in the wild card round. Then we played Carolina, surprising team to make it to the playoffs this season, and we beat them pretty handedly. I'm not going to say we beat them not as bad as we did in the regular season, but we did pretty much handle them in the championship game. So now we will be facing Detroit, who actually did beat us in the regular season. So we will see how that goes. I believe they beat us. I don't even remember what the score was. Oh, hold on. Get out of there. Go to team schedule. And then we lost all three preseason games. Didn't remember that. Yes, 20-13. Um, yeah. So there we have it. Okay, let's see. What are we gonna do? Oh, okay. So we're gonna knock out the. I think I'm just gonna ensure that we have what we need, and then, well, we are gonna do the target passing for Trey Lance. I don't think we're gonna do all of the, and we might. Let's see. All right, all right. Huh. Interesting. Bullseye. Nice. Mm, just was not gonna get that. Ready, ready. Mm. See, I delayed there and waited just a little bit earlier. Might have got that second one at the end there. I don't think we're gonna get this. Yeah. All right, last one. Three of them, and we did it. We got the gold. All right. Go ahead and start the training. Yes, we know we have availables, but we're gonna let it go. And okay, so we got some couple players, at least one to upgrade. Damone Clark, you've come a long way, brother. Okay. Manage staff. Come in here real quick. 15 first downs, 350 yards, 24 points or less. And let's see if we can get after the quarterback. Last time, usually we don't get to the quarterback against Detroit very much. Panay Sewell is a beast over on the right side, and I can't remember. I don't think it's Taylor Decker on the left side anymore, but it could still be. I don't remember now who it is, but let's get in there. Am I nervous about this game? Not really. I kind of feel like I've succeeded. My main goal was to get them into the playoffs. Super Bowl is just a little, it's anticlimactic at this point, just because it just seems very sudden, right? But we did pick the Cowboys, so I am, so again, it is it isn't that hard to get them to the Super Bowl. I would say right now with the present team and the way Madden does treat
The
them.
road to a Super Bowl goes through Detroit. It's the Cowboys and the Lions, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
But it would be something to see Detroit in the Super Bowl, right?
This Lion fan base have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Coming up, a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a potential classic in store, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Detroit Lions.
No, last season I fully believe their coach kind of cost them their playoff game against San Francisco.
It's electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even this.
And then the Super Bowl. Yes, we get it. Um, I just think his aggressive style is like he won't, back off from it, and you can't blame him, because that's the mentality. We are fighters. We will fight. We will go down fighting. It's just that at some point, it's that saying, live to fight another day, right? And then there's also you gotta temper some of your decisions with reason, and then so it's one thing to be a fighter and to go full blown and hard charging all the time. You just have to make the right decisions, right? And understand your situation and kind of use common sense at times too. You know what I mean? And so, much respect. It's not something I disagree with. Since this is a championship game, we are going to forward one more quarter. See where we're at the end of the third. All right, 27-13. And then this is where we come in and see if we can hold on. Because that's what we got to do. We got to hold on here.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Now a play fake, and it's gone. And he fins him, but now he's swallowed up and taken.
I don't even know who 52 is. Is that Vigil?
And this dominant defensive performance.
What is Vigil doing in that game?
He's not received the protection he needs.
I got some injuries going on.
Far too often.
Throwing on second and long. Goff. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Raymond is the cowboy killer.
Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is caught. And in for the Lions touchdown.
Down.
Jameson Williams, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
And in truth, if I was using Detroit, it'd be Williams on a go route every single play. It's like because there's nobody that can match his speed, and the Cowboys don't have that.
And the lead will shrink to 6. A 10-play drive that time. And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
All right.
So get set to take the field.
Just a 6-point lead.
Mounting with every passing.
All right, let's get in here.
Right now, they're on top in the fourth quarter, clinging to that lead. A potential Super Bowl berth resting on their ability to manage the clock and manage that small lead. They'll start the drive with Elliott to about the 33-yard line.
I want that blocker to be more aggressive and get out there and actually do some blocking.
That's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Prescott.
Ooh, come on, Spoonmaker. Hold that, buddy. Hold that, man.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Prescott from the gun. The short
go. There you go.
Ferguson. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
64 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They keep on the ground with Elliott.
Ooh.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
And that's the kind of run you get when you know Super Bowl berth is in sight.
Mm-hmm.
You get the lead. It's the second half. All those weeks of wear and tear in your body just go away. He's running with purpose now, and that's a heck of a run.
A first down carry by Elliott.
Oh, shoot.
Ahead for right around 3.
I didn't see
than that. Second down.
Hutchinson just get off his block like that real quick.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a third down and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag round to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
The offense on third down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Prescott. Work in the middle of the field, he's getting complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play,
yeah, he is just slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race.
Did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. Not to
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
Oh, shoot. Who's in my face?
And that'll fall incomplete.
Was that wasn't a safety blitz, was it?
Grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Sure was.
Time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's Prescott. Pass taken in by his good tight end.
I just had to get rid of that as soon as possible.
As they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And that
All
certainly
right.
appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Throwing, Prescott. And this ball is caught.
There we go.
Touchdown, Dallas. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Cowboys are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. A touchdown there and makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've
I mean,
seen,
I understand going for 2. I just don't know if
the scoreboard, I would imagine that
I wouldn't have gone for it.
they're both yelling at their defenses.
Again.
You want to get involved here? One big play from you.
Just kick it.
For us. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wondered maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Holy cow. What a hole.
He takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Another run for Gibbs here.
I'm about to say, come on, bow up. Don't let them run downfield on you. I mean, there's nothing you can do about Jameson's speed, but you can do something about the run.
46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Here's Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down as he'll get this down to the 47-yard line. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. He works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Goff. His throw incomplete.
Wow. Okay. Good play.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
There you go, Micah. I know you're doing something.
Time for the sack. Micah Parsons getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, I take that back. 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th.
And there's that man again.
Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. With the
That is crazy.
score, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
94 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said,
We're going to be smart here.
Go get
We're
it.
going to try to be smart.
Before you go for the ball, don't just go for
Uh-oh,
it.
Hutchinson down.
from the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 9. Prescott now.
Oh, come on. Schoolmaker, bro. That's 2 drops, man. That's 2 drops.
And now it brings up 3rd down.
You're not securing your case, bro.
Pick up the first. Prescott from the gun on 3rd.
Ooh, that you could see it when he threw it. It was like that was going to be so far off target. It's ridiculous.
Sir, that clock keeps rolling.
It has to be a little frustrating for them because they know
And I
if they pick up a first
keep
down
forgetting
here and
to
continue to
aim
win,
back in.
it increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's like you got to aim that one back inside on for him because
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return, and the Lions will take over.
can we hold off the Lions? All right.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that, with a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the fourth quarter.
Nice.
This possession, gigantic.
Nice.
2nd and 10. Here's Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Now it's Goff.
Oh, very unexpected.
Down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. And the pieces have fallen into place to this point. They've got a 2-score lead in the fourth.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Berth to the Super Bowl resting on their ability to see this one through to the end. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I say, was that Rodriguez?
Our number 1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Gotta have
He
to.
sure
I
is.
think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and when the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
And running room scarce here. He's
Very scarce.
Tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that is incomplete.
He's leading him way too much.
Hand fighting by any means
I don't get it. Why is he so inaccurate?
Secondary and swat that one away.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just... Now, anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This is 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that's caught by Williams. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. All 3 timeouts.
Like a lot of different playthroughs that I've done, somehow I always end up working a way to not trade for Williams, but it's surprising how many times Williams has been offered up by the Lions in a trade for another player. And usually when that happens, I am like 100% yes. You can have whoever you want. You know what I mean?
To prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 24-yard line. To the air again. Goff. And
I lost the ball there.
As that one falls to the ground. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Now Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip
First and goal.
inside the 5-yard line. Now Goff.
Nice.
Down he goes. Pressure.
Leofau, my starting middle linebacker for next season.
Goff now looks to throw. Takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden,
Get a little
bit tighter. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And they've got it. They recovered it.
Too early. But I like the change. I like the change. Right? Now they're finally getting it. Like, where that looked pretty good. That really looked good. Unfortunately, yeah, he touched it just a moment too soon.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
That was to get 100 yards.
Going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Oh, do they? No, they don't have timeouts anymore. Okay, good.
They will take a knee here and cue the celebrations. They are off to the Super Bowl. And as they take that knee, you can hear a pin drop in this stadium right now, Parker.
I'd say you can hear a pin drop except for one thing. You're hearing a lot of people on cell phones right now calling and saying, cancel my reservation.
This is pretty interesting.
This crowd thought they were going to the Super Bowl. They had trips planned, hotels, reservations, the whole deal. That's all wiped out now.
Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
And we are off to the Super Bowl.
Unbelievable victory, moving on to the Super Bowl.
I only hope that these players understand exactly who is behind
Sorry,
that
Detroit.
trophy. George S. Hallis, one of the creators of this great game of football of ours and creator of the NFL. What an amazing feeling and an amazing accomplishment.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.
What are we doing? So we did it. We are off to the Super Bowl. Oh, not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right. So that's it. Next week is the Pro Bowl. You know what? It's interesting. I wish they would have told you if your guy would have made it to the Pro Bowl. But of course, at this point, do you really care? All right, so we'll take a look at the Pro Bowl roster. So Bryce Young, right? Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker, Josh Jacobs, Barkley, Kyle Juszczyk, JJ, Terry McLaurin, Cooper Cup, Devontae Smith. Then you got Uzama and Pitts, Williams and Wirfs, Jenkins, Dickerson, Fragnow, Williams. I wonder if that's Connor. Yeah, center. Lindstrom, Zeitler, Sewell, Johnson, Rashawn Gary and Nick Bosa, Preston Smith, Hutchinson, Vita Vea, Jonathan Allen, Dexter Lawrence, Jadeveon Clowney, William Gay, Tremaine Edmonds, Devin White, I'm assuming, yep, it's Devin White, Drake Greenlaw, Shoyanka, Slay, Melton, ooh, Melton, really, Hill, and Horn, nice. Horn finally is coming on. Forrest and Blankenship, Branch, Fuller, Prater and Fox, Khalil Herbert, and Gray. And then for the other side, so you got Holmes. Oh, I could have just did that. Holmes, Burrow, and Allen, which means KC is not in the Super Bowl. So no three. Oh, excuse me. Whoa. No three-peat this year. Etienne, Mixon, Pacheco. Oh, Rashid Rice, Tariq Hill, Coleman, rookie. Oh, Samuel, Kelsey, and Conklin, Tunsil, and Paul. Is Paul the rookie? Tooney and Nelson, Humphrey and Karras, Minerts, really, Brown and Smith. Oh, look at that. Finally starting to do something, Mr. Walker. Hines, Allen, Simmons, Jeffrey Simmons. So Williams and Buckner and Oliver. Of course, TJ Watt, Jalen Phillips, Jordan Hicks, Mr. Queen, Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack still doing it. Landry, Moore and Awuzie, Cheeto. Patrick Surtain, man, just probably one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Samuel, all right. Then you got Cisco and Diggs, Poirier and May, McPherson, Mostert, and Van Jefferson. Okay, all right, respectable. So, who is the Super Bowl? Who are we facing? Oh, that's who we're facing. Facing the Ravens. Okay. All right. Nothing to it but to do it. Move on to the next week real quick here. All right. I hate storylines. I do. And I don't, but I do. And because they get you. Um, they, I will tell you this. So I do have a league going where I've already gone through the off season and the draft. And one of the storylines going into the draft was, what are you gonna, I say I'm gonna win the draft. And then he says, well, define that. What does that mean? And then, so your two choices is you pick an 80 overall or better player in the first 3 rounds or 2 rounds of the draft, first 3 rounds of the draft, that probably, or you pick a 70 overall or better in the bottom half of the draft, right? And that, and they have to be a difference maker. So you do that, and then they come hit you up in preseason. Now, here's the thing: right at the beginning of preseason, if you haven't set your lineup yet, right, this is the one time Madden's not going to do it for you either. So even though I did draft an 81 overall corner, right, in the first round, right, so that was my difference maker. That was going to win me the draft. I didn't set my lineup, and so he would have been QB cornerback 3, right? But no, he wasn't, because he wasn't set in the lineup. So when they said, so they take you in and then they steer you down the path of all the questions. Yes, they ask you, so did you get your difference maker? Yes, I did. And you're like, yeah. And then it says, well, what side of the ball is he playing on? You say defense. Where is he playing on defense? The line, the secondary. You tell him the secondary, and then you say, okay, is he corner or safety? You say corner, and then you can tell them he's cornerback 3, right? So I did all that, right, because he would be the third cornerback in the depth chart, but my depth chart wasn't set. And it's like, why didn't you just ask me the player's name? You know who I drafted. Just, was it one of these 2 or 3 players that you drafted in the first 3 rounds? No. So I tell him it's cornerback 3, and at the time, Carson is now, Madden had put Carson in at cornerback 3, and they says no. Well, so you failed, and I'm like, and then the punishment, right? Because my guy is sitting, he wasn't even in any of the 5 cornerback slots because Madden had filled it in with the people that were already there, and so I fail, and it's a 10-point morale hit for the entire team, and I'm like, but I did draft the guy. I lucked out and drafted the guy, and you could have just asked me who he was, right? And I could have picked him out of my 7 draft picks. You know what I mean? You could have done it that simply instead of going all around. And then, so the thing is, before you do that, make sure your lineup is set. Plain and simple. Set your lineup, and so you know where he is. And then the whole thing about that really bugs me is they ask you to do certain things, and that their trait, or they entertainer or whatever, and it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so because I forgot the CD Lamb was a team player. I thought he was unpredictable. That is Parson and this guy, Trayvon. They're unpredictable. So I chose the unpredictable response, and C didn't like it. And I'm like, gosh, dang it. So it's like, you know, and then you just don't know. Like, yeah, see, he's unpredictable, his personality trait. And it's like, so you end up with that over and over and over again. And it's annoying. But I like how they do it. And I will tell you, I really do like the structure of the off season is a little bit better this time around. but still the setups really are kind of frustrating at this point. Hmm. Can you talk to us about your players and how they've been preparing all week? Sure. And then here's where they set you up. Quick question about the right tackle, Terrence Steele. Yeah, okay. What has he been focused on this week leading up to the Super Bowl? Getting better? Simple. Just fundamentals, pass blocking. Because he sucks at it. Great. Good luck. Your alignment has worked with his position coach on pass blocking, and it's increased by one. Mm, he needs it more than that. But that's gonna work. That'll work. All right. So let's see. Rookie of the year is Caleb Williams. Offensive Player of the Year, C.D. Lamb. Receiver Deion Billups dominates the college All-Star game. Quarterback Brian Haanen turned heads at the All-Star game and improved stock. Okay. Julian Singer was beat by pass rushers consistently this week. All right. Good to know. Thank you for filling me in on that. Key one is Deion Billups. So this season doesn't have any imported draft classes. It just has the standard Madden draft class. I think though the next season I finally was able to import a draft class. So unfortunately, the 2025 draft for this season will not have the 2025 players in it. But I do think I want to bring the 2025 players in for next season. I don't know. I might just since I'm doing Madden players this season, I might just keep doing it. I know Hurricane does it. He doesn't like to bring in the created draft classes. He likes to just use Madden, and there's no issue there, you know. So I don't know. It depends. But right now I am kind of lean. Part of me wants to bring them in just to see what it looks like and see who the players are in it. But because right now it would be too late, you know. Like this whole like right now I've got nothing but stuff about the current draft class that's already there, and so it'd be late to bring in a whole new draft class and just basically ignore all this stuff. One of the things though in creating the draft class, you know how you can go in and you set it. I set the quarterback, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I set him to very strong, and that's to get the higher rated quarterbacks or the quarterbacks into the upper tier. I have to look. I have to look because I think I did it, but I might not have. Because if you're importing draft classes, you don't want to do that because the draft classes are what they are. But if you're doing the random generation draft classes, then you can mess with the strong and very strong and weak, right? And you try not to make a very strong um, position without at least having a weak position to counter it. Okay. We are going to play the Super Bowl real quick here. We're going to do the weekly strategy first. Defend outside run. I think we will stick with that, and I think that will be our undoing in truth. And we will just send this. So we will continue. But we do have to set up our what's the name too, though. Who's ever in the game is in the game. I'm not gonna worry about who might be down or out. There's Tyler Guyton, just the man. All right, there we go. And then Trey Lance. Okay. 75 overall. Not bad, not bad. I think I can rely on him next year. While we're here, let's do that. Let me just check that. See, that was our last offer. So we are going to bump this. And then we're going to bump that. There we go. Boom. We have our quarterback. I told you, I'm moving on. 16 interceptions in the season, or 15, whatever it was. Trey Lance can do that. And he can run for more yards. At a cheaper price, too, at 1/3 the price. So, there we go. Let's go ahead, play the full game.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Ravens and the Cowboys, and it's all up next.
It has been a season of ups and downs, twists and turns. It all comes to a conclusion here tonight as we welcome you on this February night to the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. This is Super Bowl 59. This one is for all the marbles. It's the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens and the champions of the NFC, the Dallas Cowboys. One game tonight, available in 195 different countries. Wherever you are, thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, great.
Here's the sad part. My first Super Bowl that I sat down to watch.
Dominating teams, stunning upsets. It all wraps up on the big stage.
Super Bowl 12. Dallas Cowboys versus Denver Broncos. Bet my grandfather a case of soda versus a pair of socks. And I took the Cowboys. He took the Broncos. I walked away with a case of Coke. And I've been a Cowboy fan, locked in for sure, ever since. Yeah. Before I was a fan because I liked their uniforms and everything. And I'm from Washington, D.C., so my father was a Redskin fan. They were the Redskins back then. A diehard Redskin fan. So it was very upsetting for him to know that I liked the Cowboys. And then when I made the bet with my grandfather, he just shook his head. And of course, I won the soda. And I could have sworn he drank quite a few cans himself. So it benefited him, you know. But I think it killed him that his son, his eldest, was a Cowboy fan and converted his sister and brother to Cowboy fans as well. All right, so what do we got? Down 7-3, 7-3 into 1. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh, shoot. 2014. Nice. Halftime, 2014. All right. 27-20. All right, here's where we step in. Got to keep it going. 27-20. Fourth quarter. Super Bowl. Ravens, Cowboys. Oh, shoot. Anything but that. Anything but him running all over us. Come on now.
Good job by the defense.
13 rushes for 42 yards.
He's forced to pull it down and turn it to a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
What is that? Like, it's not even. It's less than 4 yards per carry. That's 3.
Lamar gonna look for the pistol. That's caught. It's the tight end, Everett.
Who's that? Everett? Gerald Everett.
Good conversion on third down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball.
All right, here's where we need the pick. Pick 6.
Control. They've been able to dictate the
Out of bounds.
And make the defense react. Defense has had no answers up until this point. And now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
And he'll get this ahead.
I didn't see how many yards Henry had. He had 9 carries for, so he has less carries than Lamar. What's up with that?
From the gun, Jackson. For the end zone there.
Nice play, I think.
Intended receiver. And it's going to lead to John Harbaugh, not a fan of that call. And out comes the challenge flag.
All right, we'll let it play out.
At the feet to see if 2 were down. But
I see 1.
whether or not he had full possession of the football.
Possession.
Were down.
Are we calling that possession right there? You can't tell if the left foot was sliding.
So that challenge.
And he got it. See that? I can almost say, okay, that'll be a good, positive, accurate depiction of what happened. Because now you're looking to see just, did he slide that left foot behind him when he had the ball? And yeah. But as far as figuring out whether his feet are inbounds, I just don't know that it has that level of accuracy yet. To be able to see, is his foot in or out or whatever, I just don't know that it's going to point that out. Okay, it was a lot easier with the lead. This is a lot different. Are we ready? Oh, we are definitely not ready for this. Holy schmolies. So much for the pass blocking work that he did all week. Are we kidding? Dude. He was almost at the spot at the very same time, if not before I was.
Yeah, it seems like week in and week out, Mike.
Where still, bro?
That determine that game-changing scoop and score by this defense could very well be that.
Are we serious there? You couldn't have gone back and say I was down by contact or something? Dak. Ow.
The lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie.
Are you kidding me on that one?
What happens on this kickoff? And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
Broham. That was not okay. How did we go from being up by 7, down by 7? That's 14 points. No blocking.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why.
Offensive coaches preach hold your blocks, open up lanes.
The defense that's able to get them down and keep them.
What's your point?
There's man again. Another catch. 44-yard line. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a first down. He'll run. They're going to work this down inside the 45.
Holy schmolies.
More on that play. And quickly, another first down.
I'm not even sure how we got the lead there. He only has 150 some odd yards passing. Oh dang, I ran right up in the back of BB. All right. Find the open man.
Here's Dak.
Got to run out of bounds because right now Madden is I feel like fumbles are going to happen. They may have slated who they want to win the game. That might already be predetermined. So uphill battle. You see, that's not good if when you have that kind of thought process going into the game.
Able to get the ball to the right target on time, and I think so often those two things are different.
Oh, you see that? I'm like, CD, what are you doing? And then just so happens to be there, Mr. Tolbert. Replay that one. Look at that. CD, boom, up in the air.
Your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your
You see that?
They're an extra point away from tying this thing up. We got ourselves.
All right.
Still down one. Here is an utterly critical extra point attempt. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the fourth quarter. All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready for this next possession. We're all even. Fourth quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. The shotgun, here's Jackson. And that one wrapped around it. It's incomplete. Whistles and the timeout.
I was hoping for a pick there. But, you know, we'll take that too.
No motion over Flowers. Jackson now on 2nd down.
Nice. Good play. Clark.
Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. 3rd and long for Jackson.
Wide open.
Set to go now.
Streaking down the field. Wide open.
Again, it's Jackson. And a good defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
All right, Mr. Clark. We see you. We see you. I don't know that I like the linebacker out there on a receiver.
To the air one more time with Jackson. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught.
3rd down. All right, come on now. You got to bow up.
There's a 3rd down and 4. Jackson up top again.
Nice. Nice, Mr. Kendricks.
In general, have the reputation of being very instinctive players. And I think we saw it there on that last pass breakup. The ability to diagnose and read the play almost before it even starts.
Are they really kicking? Oh, it is. Did he get it? I think he got it. I was about to say, are they really kicking? from the fifth, from 60-yard field goals. But then I'm like, oh, it's Tucker.
Listen, he's got a big leg. This one he strikes absolutely perfect. That was good off the foot.
Oh, he's got room past the 30.
Get that man a new contract.
Gets all the way up.
Look at this, Mr. Tolbert coming to life. 10 receptions.
And their big play wide out getting
It's like, yeah, you don't even need to catch the ball. Just bounce it in the air. I'll catch it.
one has been tight so far.
Oh.
A field goal separating the two sides.
I don't like it. I don't like our chances.
They'll keep it on the ground.
There you go.
A gain of 7.
This just shows why
Mr. Zeke Elliott with 100 yards rushing in the Super Bowl. You got like craziness.
To stop him, especially once he gets going.
Again, here's
Hold your blocks. Yeah, there you go. Boom. First down. All right.
It's a gain of 15. First down. Cowboys.
He's not gonna take it the distance, like
They were hoping that at worst they had themselves
like A-Chan or something like that. That's for sure. But
he was able to
get us some nice, consistent first downs
They'll come up 1st and 10 at
and
the
eat away at the clock. All right.
First carry now.
Oh my God. BB got just blown up. It's like, dude, just sit down and prevent the penetration.
As a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you could really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Oh. Oh. I don't want to trade field goals with them, but that might be the story here.
From the shotgun, it's Dak.
Catch it! Oh!
Make things difficult defensively. Setting up.
They're not dependable. The tight ends are not dependable when the ball hits their hand. Schoonmaker's got. I could be thinking back on the Lions game. Schoonmaker with 2 drops in the Lions game.
To see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Dak did not miss the throw. That throw made it all the way to Fergie's hands. Not like the other throws in the Lions game that were completely out of reach of CD. That one got to the hands of the receiver. The receiver just can't catch in traffic.
This is fielded inside the 5. And it'll be brought down.
And that's a crucial flaw in his makeup.
So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive.
Because it's not like he's running away from anybody.
Field goal. They need to put something together here.
All right, D. That's what we're talking about. Damone Clark, man, is having himself a game. Come on now.
2nd and 9. In motion comes Walker. 2nd down. Jackson. To the middle of the field.
I don't like that zone.
So they come to the line for first
Don't
down.
like that zone.
On play action, here's Jackson.
Nice. Not okay. I'm gonna be like, really? Dak can barely get the ball to the line of scrimmage when he's getting hit. This guy's gonna complete the ball down 20 yards downfield. Carson, you should be sitting for the rest of the game.
Set up 3rd down. Jackson.
No. What are you guys doing, man? 2-minute warning. Are we gonna have any time left?
Time, all 3 timeouts left. It's first and 10.
Cowboys got to start using timeouts here.
They'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. To throw is Jackson.
Don't let him go.
He brings it to the red zone, taking down inside. Not much to speak of on that one. It's second down.
I'm expecting the Cowboys to start using timeouts right now, and they're not. This is a shame.
Here's Henry. And he's able to find a crease.
Now they do.
For 7. It'll bring up third down.
But I gotta be honest with you, it's not looking good.
Henry. Trying to find some seam out
All
there.
right, here we go. 4th and 5 at the 14. Okay, so it's gonna be a 40-37 game. A minute and 15 seconds, 16 seconds. One timeout. Can we do it, folks? Can we do it? First goal. Get in the field goal range. Second goal. Get in the end zone.
South the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense and veteran Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke's like, I had one more 100-yard game in me there, and here it is.
Started here with first and 10.
I don't like it. I really don't like it.
Shotgun snap for Prescott. Open downfield. It's CeeDee Lamb.
You are kidding me. You are kidding me.
His second touchdown of this Super Bowl. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield.
Part of me was like, should I run out of bounds? Should I dive on the ground and take more time? Holy cow.
Can run, got a lot of defenders up in the box.
As soon as I saw the guy up on the line, getting ready to bump CD, I was like, so his original route was an up and I can't remember what they call it. And then so I changed it just straight to, streak. And I was like, he might get past him, but he beat him right off the line. Just shoom. And I was like, throw it. Just don't overthrow it.
First and 10.
All right.
Jackson.
Just keep him out of the end zone and you're good.
Taken in by Walker. And the Ravens use their first time as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game.
Are you kidding me, Jay Lou? You are absolutely kidding me.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
I'm kind of speechless at this point. You are kidding me. nearly 30 years later, after the one of the longest droughts ever, 1995 was the last season Cowboys had a Super Bowl winning team. 92, 93, San Fran took it, 94 season, and then the Cowboys, last time, 48 seconds away.
Well, a touchdown here could be the capper to a victory.
We don't need to score a touchdown.
And goal.
We just need to hold on to the ball.
They'll run. Here's Elliott.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Defense
Like, as soon as he got hit, I thought it was done. Trenton Simpson, man, and no, it wasn't done. Like, what are you thinking? It's not done. Zeke bounced off of that, and that was actually a bad thing.
second and goal. Himself. And this one's blown up. It's back at the 5.
There's no timeout, right?
Big play coming up. Third and goal.
Why is the clock not running? Did I miss something?
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
Now, technically, I can just sit here and make us all sit and wait. I don't like to do that. I'm going to kick the field goal. And I will give them 13 seconds. That was 13, right? See what happens.
Think offensively. You come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these
It is what it
drives.
is.
To be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
A first down throw for Jackson. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly.
As long as they don't let Jackson run for 70 yards,
This offense
should be good.
Be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the
Bland. Of course, Bland. Yeah. Just let the guy get behind him like that.
In this fourth quarter. So it's a win for the Cowboys. And this long winning streak showing no signs of slowing down. They put one more in the win column with yet another solid performance here. Wow, you talk about...
Let's hope that was confetti in that.
That's as good as we can ask for.
What's the name?
A struggle tight till the end, but ultimately, one team had a little bit more, and they are now the champions.
And as in the case in so many Super Bowls, Mike, your entire franchise, and for a lot of these players, their legacies are altered by a play here, a play there. This could have been a totally different outcome, but let's give credit to the champs. They made the plays when they needed, and that's NFL ball, and I'll tell you what, they're going to enjoy this celebration.
Commissioner Goodell doing the honors, handing the Lombardi Trophy to America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, champions of Super Bowl 59. So that will
Now,
put a wrap on this year on EA Sports. Thanks to my partner, Greg Olson, for a great first season together in the booth. Until the fall, Mike Tirico, good night from the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
now the thing is, could this ever happen with Jerry Jones and at the owner and GM's seat? I doubt it. That's where I'm at. Okay, we went in and changed those, right? I could have sworn we did. No sacks allowed. Allow 14 points or less. I mean, we were nowhere close to that, but I thought we changed those beforehand. Hey, Micah. So there we have it. Back to full strength. Well, it doesn't matter that he's back to full strength. The game's already over. And there we are. My contract has been extended. Thank you. Standard 3-year, $5 million language. I wish there was a way to negotiate that. That would be a nice addition. Or we can sit out and say, well, let's talk, right? And simply because that contract, when it isn't anything compared to some of the other contracts out there. So that would be nice to be able to negotiate that. That would be a nice feature to add in there. Scouting players right now. It is very interesting. So here's all my favorites. And then again, you can sort this way. So you can the cool part is yes, they did add in the sorting thing, but here you can't here anywhere here actually create your board. Sadly, there is when you go in here to like when they make you go in and select your three prospects, then is the old view that you had in last year's iteration, like that. I think there you can move players up and down your board and things like that, but here you can't do it. So the only way you can possibly do that is you can say, okay, we'll do this, but then also when these happen, the combine happen, you'll be able to say, let me see it by the 40 time, right? Let me go ahead and see with the pro day, and I think it just automatically defaults to attributes, right? You know, awareness, things like that. But then you have your physicals, and that's, you know, what kind of archetype they may be, and then here, right, what those may be. So those are cool. And then, you know, so you got attributes, physicals, yeah. And then, um, so coming back here, you can, so the only way I can sort it is, again, basically I can say, okay, here's my entire board, right, of favorites. Um, First round, I am truly looking at, and I think he's in here, Bowens, right? So right now, this is what we know of him. Savvy defender with the ball in the air. He's 6'3", 192. Has a motor that runs through the whistle. Often looks to rip the ball from runners. Shows good discipline and won't get flagged much, right? His physicals, we already know. Elite to great, great to good, elite to great, good to solid, then elite to great, and even his strength is great to good, right? And then we know there's some skills. And then one of the things that I can confirm, so man coverage. It says A, and in here it says, well, an A grade, like a cornerback with an 80 man coverage will have an A man coverage, right? So, yes, I have confirmed that when it says A there, his man coverage is going to be, it could be a low 80, but it's still going to be around 80, right? Tackle is going to be up there. Man, zone coverage is going to be up there. Um, Not 80s, but should be in the 70s, right? I don't think tackle's going to be that high, right? It might be 60 something, but they'll be pretty decent scores, right? Um, so it's not so that is a good gauge, right? Um, to kind of use. Another player that I'm very much interested in is okay, so this Bowen is Dillard, right? And I think I seen in the mock drafts, these two players are selected after we make our selection. So I think they have us selecting like a tackle, which in truth, I am kind of leading in that direction. Um, but I would rather go after a tackle in the second round, right? Unless there's a D tackle that is outshining. So right now, the way it stands, they're not in projection. Right. Okay. So just to show. Um, so I am leaning towards Boeing, Bowens, Dillard. Um, Bridges might be another one, right? Um, who is it? Let's see. Wilbon, right? I know it says C to F on his awareness, but I'm kind of leaning towards Wilbon. And this is the guy, Miles Barkley. I am kind of looking at him too, even though these guys, not looking at a pass protector, but um, Leslie Russell might be another one. I just don't know that it'll make it to me in the second round, right? Or third if I try to push back and get Wilbon before going after right tackle. I think Barkley will be available to me. I don't know. I might do some trades. Let's see if I can get an extra second or third round pick somehow. And then there's a third round. This guy's interesting to me. 6'3", 193. But there's a third round running back. Or he might even be a day 3 running back. Where is he? There it is. Rashard Dixon. I'm also leaning towards picking up. So there are a few players that have caught my interest. Um, Again, we don't have a whole lot of information on them. Shows decent awareness to protect the ball when getting hit. Needs to work on simple concepts. Yeah, everybody needs to work on that, right? You can even see top fits, Cowboys. But you can see ball carrier vision, A, carrying, B, right? So his ball carrier vision is around 80, right? Carrying is up there. Fights for every single inch as a runner, avoids big hits following catches, and excels at creating yards after catch, which is good to know. His speed is good or solid, right? I'm really kind of hoping for a 4.4, 4.5 guy. Um, so we'll see. And then right there, we can see carrying, trucking, right? So it's going to be interesting. Um, but that is my board. And the sad part is, like I said, you can't move these guys up. If I click on them, I can't hold the A key and move them up. So it's like, and then when you, this is sort, right? So you're just sorting on the what's name, but there is no way to change where they are. So, and again, I think I pointed this out before. When you sort by the rank is when you added them to your board. So once we get down here, you can see I went in and looked at quarterbacks and added them to my board. And I went and looked at running backs, added them to my board, and wide receivers. So I just went in order, and you can see that's how they are ranked, the order that I selected them. And, you know, so, but that is now where we're at. We're in the off season. So next up is getting that sorted. Also, next week will be the off season, start of the off season, then re-signing our players, and then we should get a couple of more mock drafts. They happen in different orders this time, and then move into free agent signing. And I I'm hoping there's at least one or two free agents I can bring in there. I need a new punter. Um, I want another D lineman, defensive tackle. Just someone, to bridge the gap. I need another linebacker, but that's not as pressing right now. Corner. If I can get a decent one in the draft, then we're good. We got Bland, we got Diggs, we got Carson. I still have um, Booth. So I think I have a decent four corners already. Receiver wise, we got CD. We've got in our roster. So receiver wise, so we got. I think I signed. I think these two are signed. This guy, he's going to be a free agent. We got these three coming back. We've got Tolbert, Flournoy. I think we don't, and then Brooks. They're coming back, right? So we got four. We got these two coming back. Hendershot's not coming back. Um, we got these two. These two, BB. I don't know about Hoffman. We got Bass. We did resign, but he may retire on us. So we'll see. And then we got this guy coming back. This one is not. Lawrence is not coming back. Nealon is going to be our starting left in. But then we have Williams for another year. We got Parsons, and so and then on the line we've got Phillips, Osa, and Mozzie. And then the other thing, the beauty of Osa is Osa can fill in at D end as well. So, right? And then we got Clark, we got Leofau at our middle, Overshown at the will, and I can't remember if he's coming back or not. And then again, we got Diggs, Bland, Carson, and Booth, right? We got Hooker and Wanye Thomas, and I'm probably going to trade Wilson, right? Because his penalty won't be as big once we are in the off season, and I could probably get a couple of picks for him. You know what I mean? So Wilson would be nice. Would be a player to trade. And again, like I said, we'll need a new punter. So that is where we are, and that's how we wrap up the season. And next time we get together, it will be the off season. Sadly, it will probably be another long episode like this one, where we get through everything. It may not be a long episode, but it would more than likely could imagine it would be, all the off season stuff, and then the draft, and then possibly the first preseason game, right? Try to fit all that in there because you know what I mean. Once you start going down that path, right, you got to get to the draft. Once you start signing all your players, and once you get to the draft and you get your new players in and put them in the right positions, then next thing you know, you want to play a preseason game to see how they do. So we will see, and I expect some sort of you see. So right here, mock draft 4. As soon as you go in and you haven't even re-signed, you got your retirements. I wouldn't be surprised if Zach retired, especially now that we won. Not a retired. All right, so Zach will be back. So we will have Zach. So that changes. Doesn't change anything, but it. Would you look here? See, offensive coordinator, and I think this is the one that gets you on the draft. And then we got the players that were on the practice squad that that you have to upgrade. And then if we look at our roster real quick, again, it's like I said. So because we're still re-signing this week. So next week is when they'll be gone. Where's our re-sign? Oh, next week is re-sign. Okay. See, I still got to use. So you haven't even re-signed your players, and then we are in mock draft number 4. And let's just take a look real quick. So now we are at the end of the draft. So the players that I had mentioned before, look, Dillard goes before we even get there. Look, Bridges is already gone. I think, and then look, Bowens, he's already gone at 21. Now, in a previous draft, let's look here. See, he wasn't gone until 28, and we were picking at 27, and Dillard was here at 32. So those two were possibilities, right? Now they are not. We kind of screwed ourselves over by winning it all. One of the things that I will be doing, though, is when we go back in here, okay, so you got Sam McLeod, Patrick Porter, Brian Heenan. Okay, so right now, and I'm okay with the way it's looking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 projected quarterbacks in the top 12. Okay, that's fine. And I mean, granted, it's been a while since we've seen a number 1 or number 2 pick not be a quarterback. You know what I mean? But it is possible, right? There have been drafts where the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick have not, and it really depended on the team with that pick, right? These two have new quarterbacks, fresh young quarterbacks. This one absolutely makes sense, right? We already know that the Raiders, they're Minshew and O'Connell. Come on now, if we know that if Penix was available when the Raiders picked, he would have been their choice. So it's only right that they be looking for another one. The Daniel Jones experiment did not work out. Okay, they need a quarterback, so that makes sense to me. Commanders already have a new quarterback. Deshaun Watson, right? It just didn't work out. They need a new quarterback. So this to me is actually making perfect sense the way it is, right? Because these other teams that aren't picking quarterback, they have a brand new, fresh new quarterback in their spot, right? Caleb Williams, Drake May, right? uh, Jalen Daniels, right? Jalen Hurts. You're picking high, but you have a quarterback in there. This one, you can go either way with, but right now they have a quarterback, Matthew Stafford, right? This one, you have a quarterback. Let's get somebody in there. Khalil Mack is getting up in age, right? You need defensive end help, right? So, yes, this one, Fields. Fields is your quarterback, or was your quarterback this season. So you got to give him another one, right? So you have a young quarterback in the spot right now. Atlanta, you got two quarterbacks. You know what I mean? So you don't need to be drafting another one. Derek Carr, you need a replacement for Derek Carr. Okay? This makes perfect sense the way it's breaking down and how it is, right? And to me, that is the best I've seen it, right? It just a matter what does mock draft 5 look like and what does the actual draft do? But right now, it is making absolute sense to me because you got teams that right now really should be in the quarterback market in the position to draft quarterbacks, actually slated to draft the quarterback they need for the future. And so, yeah, this draft seems to work out just fine. What would be extra cool, though, is if you saw the movement, right? Like, say the Giants jump, to the Bears position here to get McLeod, I'm sorry, McLeod over, instead of Porter, right? In case that's who they really wanted. That would make sense. Or, hey, Cleveland says, hey, let's jump, you know, and instead of Heenan, right, we want McLeod. So let's jump to the Bears position, or we jump to the Bears because we rather have Porter, right? And that, and then maybe even the Saints say, hey, no, we don't want to sit here back at 12 because the three quarterbacks that we're really interested in are up here. So they jump to 5 and take Heenan. You see what I mean? That would be so awesome if that becomes kind of like the next step, right? So it's going to be interesting to see, right? And then the new draft mechanic and everything and how that plays out. We're sitting here at the bottom, right, and got to figure out how do we get one of our guys. I mean, because right now the three players that we're truly interested in the first round is Bowens, Bridges, and Dillard. Those are the three that we're interested in, right? And right now it's like we're out of. There's no guarantee that this is where they're going to go. This is right now the fourth mock draft, right? That can change next week. So we just need to see exactly what happens. But that's where we're at. Do we have to figure out a way to move up ourselves? Right? Do we have to like kind of position ourselves up here to 25 or 26 or so that we can say one of these two should still be there by the time, when we pick, right? So now it's like, do we move up? Because yeah, I literally want one of these three players, right? And I am really sold on this one, but as an alternative, this is and that's if I really want to go corner, right? But if I'm wiped out with those two, I am completely and 100% sold on Dillard, right? So, and do I really want to go D tackle in the first round again? Right? Do I think I can find another one? And then the question is it overly important with Mozzie having such a bounce back and improved year, and then throughout the year just kept making, taking strides, right? And then Osa played well this year, so it's just a matter of finding that second D tackle for the base defense. So it might not be important to have that in the first round, right? I don't know Brennan much about him. Um, Solid to decent speed doesn't make me overjoyed about someone like that, right? If I'm looking for a receiver, I'm looking for one. I'm looking for a burner. I need a 4-3 guy. I want a 4-3 guy, but I want a 4-3 guy with some size, 6 foot or above. I don't want a 5'8" 4-3 guy. So that's where we're at. And so this off season is going to be interesting because of the changes that have been made, right? And then what these things are. I think these two are, but it's the offensive coordinator, but I think it's. I wonder if there is the offensive coordinator saying goodbye because he's being offered a position somewhere else, right? Oh, this is staff week. They didn't have staff week before, did they? And I don't see their staff moves real quick here, and then we'll look at it and we'll look at this. What? Are you serious? The Bears? The Bears. But yeah. Are you serious? Okay, they fired. I just want to see head coach. One head coach hired, three fired. Okay, D'Amico. I don't know what their record was. I don't know what the record was. That firing makes absolutely no sense, though. This one truly makes no sense. Even if they had a bad season, it makes no sense. You had your team made the fastest, quickest turnaround of any of the teams that found themselves in the playoffs. That one makes no sense. Um, it's like they cleaned house on this one, right? They sure did. Wow, they just burnt down the house on that one. So what we got to do is next time around we got to look into this and see what that is all going to mean. But wow, I'm kind of floored by that, you know. That one is not one I would have anticipated happening at all. Not that one. Okay. So, hey guys, remember this, right? Like, comment, and subscribe. Right? Subscribing is free. And what it does is the more people that like, comment, and subscribe, the more that this can get out to different people, and then the more that we can do stuff like this. And then liking and commenting, that helps out, especially with the comments, because then you can say, hey, that doesn't work. Is the way you're doing this doesn't work for us. That's not what we want to see. And And then that way I have some feedback that I can go with and, use to improve. And figure things out. They went 8-9, dude. They went 8-9, just barely missed the playoffs. That is absolutely insane. That really is absolutely insane. And it makes no sense to me. Okay. So, until we meet again, parting is such sweet sorrow. You guys have a good one. Bye.